Latest death threat is too much, says Maria Chin. Action to be taken against organisers of horrifying civil defence camp. Hi, I'm Desiree Gasper and you are watching Cuppa News. Death threats are something she is used to, but the latest one with pictures of a man holding a knife to her neck is just too much, said Bersih chairperson Maria Chin Abdullah. Maria lodged a police report this afternoon against the threat, calling it despicable and cruel. She said that the threats reached a new low as similar pictures were also sent with superimposed images of her 3 sons being held at knife point. Threats were also sent with pictures of Bersih Committee member Mandip Singh and National Human Rights Society President Dato' Ambiga Srinivasan. Meanwhile, Ambiga said that the latest threats were an act of terrorism and called for the police to investigate immediately. The threats follow fierce opposition by the Red Shirts against Bersih's nationwide convoy, which precedes the Bersih 5.0 rally scheduled to be held on November 19th. Red Shirt leader Datuk Sri Jamal Yunus had earlier claimed that Bersih was being infiltrated by IS militants. Speaking to reporters outside Parliament today, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the government does not have any information that Bersih 2.0 had been infiltrated by the Islamic State terrorist group as alleged by the Red Shirts.
Dato' Jamal said that Bersih has been infiltrated by IS. So has the government found any links of Bersih being infiltrated by IS?
Tidak ada maklumat.
On clashes between Bersih and the Red Shirts in recent weeks, he said the government would take action against any party who broke the law. On UMNO's support for the private members' bill on proposed amendments to the Sharia Courts Act that PAS wants to bring up in Parliament, Dr. Ahmad Zahid said Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak would have the final say. The Deputy Prime Minister also said the Dewan Rakyat Speaker would decide whether the bill would be debated or not. Barisan National component parties such as MCA, Gerakan and MIC have said they would not permit the bill to be debated in Parliament. In the last parliamentary sitting in May, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Datuk Sri Azalina Othman Said proposed to bring forward the bill to be debated. However, past President Hadi asked for the bill to be postponed to this sitting due to time constraints. Hadi had several times tried to table the bill that he said would give more power to the Sharia court. Meanwhile, PAS Youth Chief Nik Muhammad Nik Abdul Aziz said PAS hoped that the bill would be debated in this sitting after the party had briefed all parties involved in the amendment of the bill.
Dan inilah masanya untuk ahli parlimen berbahas. So kita harap sebelum sesi ini tamat, mesyuarat ni, kita harap kerajaan dapat benarkan ia dibentangkan.
Also in Parliament, Second Finance Minister Datuk Johari Abdul Ghani said inflation rate in Malaysia had gone down from 3.435% to around 2%, 18 months after the Goods and Services Tax or GST was introduced. During the question time, past President Datuk Sri Abdul Hadi Awang had asked if the Finance Ministry would consider an alternative to GST, which he said caused inflation to rise. Johari said that the government would not repeal GST as the system had helped combat tax avoidance. On late payment by the government, he said companies had directed complaints to his ministry that the input tax credit that they claimed were paid to them late. He, however, said many of them had failed to provide accurate information and follow the tax claim formula, while others had discrepancies where the amount claimed was higher than their sales.
Tapi kalau orang tu genuine business, dia tidak ada masalah berdepan dengan kerajaan dari segi soal tax ini. Dan saya ready untuk tolong. Mana-mana peniaga-peniaga yang ada masalah, spesifik, kena spesifik. Dan saya akan tengokkan perkara ini. Terima kasih.
The Civil Defence Department has assured that disciplinary action will be taken against the organisers of that horrible camp where a group of young students were forced to brave a trench filled with muddy water and snakes. The department's Perak State Director, Colonel Muhammad Nur Hassan Ashari Sulaiman, said that the program had been immediately suspended pending investigations into the incident which occurred at Kuala Kangsar.
We are very sad for the incident happened because this is not our particular and doesn't follow our SOP standard towards conducting the programs. So this program conducted to the student of Sekolah Kebangsaan Beluru is not the first series and it was the first program that we conducted to the schoolgirls or schoolboys. But this is the 32 series. And it's been conducted for the last 4 years. At the moment, the projection we do is to hold the training and cannot be conducted until investigation has been done. And again, we investigate the trainers and the assistant trainers who conducted this program, how it happened, and if it is purely purposely been made, then discipline action could be taken to them under the APM's Act.
He said that 2 tame blood pythons measuring about a feet in length were used for the exercise conducted by 4 trainers and 6 assistants last Friday. Meanwhile, Deputy Education Minister Datuk P. Kamalanathan said the ministry was very disappointed with the incident and that the school SK Beluru had lodged a complaint with the District Education Department on the incident. He said the teachers present were against the idea, but the camp's coach claimed that the snakes were not poisonous and the children would not be harmed. He added that the ministry was monitoring investigations into the case and will ensure that such traumatic incidents were not repeated in future. 45 students took part in the camp, which was held at the Civil Defence Department's headquarters in Kuala Kangsar. 3 days in a row and our coastal areas continue to take a beating due to the high tide phenomenon. Kampung Sementa in Jalan Kapar Klang was inundated by water brought on by high tide within an hour at 7 a.m. The water rose faster than the day before and by 7:30 a.m. several roads in the village became inaccessible. Rain added woes to the villagers. The bunds and sandbags built by the community in the area had managed to slow down the floods. So far, the high tide has measured around 5.5 meters in height, damaging cars and houses. Also in the news, the Department of Islamic Development, or JAKIM, said that the authority could not approve the Halal certification for Auntie Anne's pretzel due to technical reasons, including the company not changing the name of one of its menu items from pretzel dog to pretzel sausage. The pretzel franchise has since proposed changing the name of the product to get the certification. JAKIM's Halal Division Director Sirajuddin Suhaimi told Malaysia Kini that the name of the item was a concern as it referred to dogs. In a statement today, JAKIM denied some internet reports that they had certified the food served by Auntie Anne's as not halal. JAKIM said that it had yet to issue any halal certification for Auntie Anne's as it is still in the process of auditing the operator's central kitchen. The Sultan of Selangor, Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah, presented a donation of 400,000 ringgit to the Persatuan Kanak-Kanak Spastik Selangor dan Wilayah Persekutuan in Petaling Jaya this morning. Accompanying the Sultan at the event was his wife, Tengku Permaisuri Selangor Tengku Permaisuri Norashikin, and son, Crown Prince of Selangor, Tengku Amir Shah. The donation is for the association to rebuild its premises. The president of the association, Datuk Sri Dr. Lam Peng Chong, said that they need to raise 30 million ringgit for the entire project. In world news, elected officials, women's rights organizations and community leaders protested outside of Trump Tower in New York City to denounce Donald Trump's alleged mistreatment of women.
We won't tolerate it in any beauty pageants. We won't tolerate it on airplanes. We won't tolerate it on elevators. We won't tolerate it anywhere in this country. So Donald Trump,
We're trying to raise a generation of young men who respect women, and they watch you doing the exact opposite.
Meanwhile, therapist Anne Russo, a friend of Summer Zervos, who alleged that Trump sexually assaulted her, said that she has every confidence in Zervos' integrity and described her as an honest person. The Republican presidential nominee has denied any wrongdoing and said that the election is rigged by dishonest and distorted media as well as at polling places, while his wife Melania told CNN that she believes her husband and his denial. An Indonesian court postponed the verdict of Australian man Robert Andrew Fides Ellis' child molestation case today. Judge I. Wayan Sukanila said he could not deliver the sentences without further explanation. The accused legal team is disappointed with the postponement, while Elise continues with his state of denial in molesting at least 11 underage girls between 2014 and 2015.
I did it, but it's not a serious thing.
It's not a serious
No,
thing.
it's not a serious thing.
Why do you think it's not serious?
I know it's not serious.
There are 11 children.
What do you think I've done to them?
I don't know.
No, haven't done anything.
Elise faces a 16-year jail sentence upon conviction. And that's it from the Cuppa News team. Good night.